Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V, and my son and I were just sitting around having a lazy Sunday together when suddenly he realised that Woburn Sands Christmas Fayre is on today. Now, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before we went to Woburn Sands Christmas Fayre, and it was so good. They have a huge countdown to the light switch on, Santa comes to visit, the Grinch also comes to visit, but they also have lots of really nice little food stalls and little things where you can buy little gifts and stuff like that, and just stroll around drinking mulled wine in public and nobody think that that's weird. It was well worth going to, so we are going to drive down to Woburn Sands again this year to see if we can catch it. Hopefully we haven't left it so late that we won't have anywhere to park when we get there, because they do close off the entire high street for it, and that does take out quite a lot of the parking. But hopefully we will find somewhere to park and we will be able to go and see the Christmas lights. I'm super excited for all the lights because I love Christmas lights. My son is super excited to see the Grinch. There was a time he would have been more excited to see Santa, but he is actually really looking forward to seeing the Grinch again this year. Now, by the time this video goes out, it will all seem normal in context, but right now for me when I'm filming, it is November and I am in my Christmas jumper. At least I get more than one day's wear out of it, I suppose. I was absolutely right about the parking situation. Complete nightmare, but we're nearly at the high street now and it smells so good. The main reason that the high street smelled so good was because of this little food van, the Punjabi street food van. Oh, it smelled amazing. There were lots of food places there, but this one was definitely dominating. And unfortunately, I couldn't afford it. £15 for a little vegetable curry. So I sacked that idea off and we went to look at the fairground rides instead. And it was quite expensive, but then these things often are. And a lot of them did have guaranteed wins on them. So at least your kid would come away with some kind of prize. One thing that you always see in Woburn Sands, any Woburn Sands event, is Woburn Sands Band. And they're really very good. They're a brass band. I think that they teach the young children as well. But they're always here at Christmas events and Remembrance Day events and things like that. And it is actually really nice to be able to stand on the street and listen to them play. Woburn Sands always has Santa there. It's a £5 this year to see Santa in the library. And the whole thing has got a real family atmosphere. There's lots of kids there, there's lots of families there, there's lots of dogs there. You will even find the occasional robot there trying to find its way through the crowds. My son actually, unfortunately, falls into the little gap between being just a bit too big to enjoy the teacup rides, but a bit too little to enjoy the roller coaster simulator and the bigger rides. And so he found himself spending all of his pocket money at all of these different stalls. And there often is quite a lot to choose from. You've got representatives of local businesses there, but you've also got local schools visiting, and they've got a stall. The fire department visited, showed the children the fire engine, and there was just a little something there for most people. You've got your very traditional things like hot roasted chestnuts, but then you've got your less traditional things like whatever the heck these are, I don't know, but they were very, very cool in the little indoor market thing. And generally speaking, there is something there for most people. We arrived around 1 o'clock and the Christmas light switch on was about 4:30, and to be honest, by then I'd just about had enough really, but it was a good day out. It was a good day out, and it would have been a lot better if I'd left my wallet at home. We also found this bit of yarn bombing, which is not actually part of the Christmas fair. Somebody just adds it to the postbox there all the time, and I love it. I'm wondering if it's the same person that produced these little crochet animals that my son really loved, but we didn't investigate too closely. They also had a raffle there with prizes like an MOT from the local mechanic, which I thought was really, really good. And they had lots and lots of food stalls, including these gorgeous big cookies, which were very, very nice. There were a couple of things available for the preteens and the teenagers, like this ride that I have no idea how to describe. It comes to all of the things and it looks terrifying to me. But they also had this fun house, which at £3.50 was fairly reasonable, and the children could spend as long as they wanted in there. So I told my son to get in there and get his money's worth, and I ended up waiting outside for him for about 20 minutes. It was a good day out for everybody. It was really nice seeing people dressed up in their Christmas stuff, even though at the time of filming this was November. And it was lovely to see so many local people at the local fire service and the Woburn Sands Band and all the local businesses that put up prizes for the raffle coming out to be part of the community like that. And there is something about standing in the middle of the road watching a brass band that just feels really Christmassy, although I couldn't for the life of me tell you why. As the day went on, it got a lot more crowded walking around there, and it became a bit harder to sort of film things and see things. But that's because everybody knew that the Christmas lights weren't going to go on until it was dark, and that is what everybody was waiting for. After all, there's only so much street food that you can eat, and so many times you can hook a duck before that gets a little bit cold and boring. And like I say, it started at about 1ish and it finished at just after 4:30. And so it was actually quite a long day out for a lot of us. That being said, I was really glad that we got there very early because it meant that we got to be right near the very front when Santa actually came to switch on the Christmas lights. There was a huge group of very, very small children and then a couple of slightly older ones that are still young enough to want to see Santa, but a bit too cool to want to be seen seeing Santa. That did mean that we were actually fairly close to both the homemade cookie stall, which was slightly dangerous for my wallet, and the rides, which meant that my son did spend a little bit of time thinking about whether he would like to go on those rides because he's just about tall enough, but the screams from the older children were enough to put him off. There was also this massive roller coaster simulator there, which I thought looked really, really cool. Unfortunately, the sign said that you can't go on it if you have any type of chronic illness, and I did think that being thrown about might actually throw my joints out of their sockets and cause me quite a lot of pain, and so I didn't end up in there in the end. But I think it's a pretty cool space-saving way to let the kids have a go on a roller coaster without having to set up an entire roller coaster in the high street. As it started to get dark, the fairground rides looked really, really amazing, illuminated against the night, and it was really exciting waiting for the Christmas lights to come on because they don't just light up this tree that you can see here, but they also light up all of the Christmas lights that are attached to lampposts at the same time. So it's like when Santa says go, the whole village lights up, and it is really, really beautiful. Father Christmas is of course not the youngest man in the world, and so he does have a glamorous assistant or two to help him when he comes to visit Woburn Sands. And this year they had a princess accompanying Father Christmas, and she gave us a little sing-song afterwards as well.
Are you getting ready? Are you ready to switch it? Are you all ready to see the lights come on? Yeah. So we're going to do a countdown from 10 down to 0. Are you ready? Alright, with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It felt like as soon as Santa switched the lights on, night fell. Maybe that's some kind of Father Christmas magic, I don't know, but it got dark very, very quickly and the lights looked absolutely stunning. I let my son use the last of his bubble mix running up and down the high street in the dark, which he just thought was amazing, and it was a really, really good day out. Do you have anything like this wherever you're from? Are Christmas markets fairly universal? Does Santa come and switch the lights on everywhere? I have no idea because we've only ever really been to the Woburn Sands one. It's the biggest one near us. But I love Christmas lights. I think they make winter beautiful. Well, I hope that you enjoyed visiting Woburn Sands Christmas Fayre with me, seeing the Christmas lights switch on. The kids absolutely loved seeing Santa. It was so nice seeing all the little kids playing in the street. And we had a lovely time, but I don't think we will be going back again next year because the prices have absolutely just skyrocketed since last year. And it's priced way beyond my means now. I can't imagine the prices coming down again before next year, which is a shame because it means that it's a tradition that is going to just slowly die out because nobody can afford it anymore, which is a real shame. Nevertheless, I am glad that we went. It was a nice way to spend a Sunday afternoon. It didn't absolutely pour with rain like it has done occasionally when we've gone there in the past. And my kiddo had a lovely time and won a bubble gun on the hooker duck. I'm not sure it was worth a £5, but he's had a real good time with it, so. Join me on Monday for my next vlog. I'm not entirely sure what one I'm queuing up next, but it is going to be something festive themed. Throughout the whole of December, I'm doing, all of my long forms are going to be festive themed. We're either making low cost Christmas decorations or we are going to the Christmas light switch on like we did today, or we'll be talking about how I blend pagan and non-pagan celebrations together to make a sort of winter festival in my house that suits everybody's beliefs in this house, which is a challenge. But I am aware that Christmas is a difficult time for a lot of you that are watching, and for the longest time Christmas was very difficult for me as well. And so I want to do what I can to sort of make it a bit easier for you. So what I've done is I've opened my community posts tab up. So now to post in my community, you don't have to be me. And so around the Christmas period, if you're feeling low or you're feeling lonely or you just want somebody to chat to, I'd love it if you post there, and if you're posting there, check and see if anybody else has posted there. Keep each other company. We've got quite a few more followers than we did this time last year, which is just lovely. And wouldn't it be great if that could create a community where we could all make our Christmases just a little bit better? I will be popping in as much as possible, and including on Christmas Day whenever I get a minute, so that I can check up on those community posts and give you a couple of words of encouragement. If you are on there looking for encouragement and you see somebody else there looking for encouragement or company, please do reach out to them, because it would be such a wonderful thing if we could build a community that really looks out for each other. I would really love that. So I will be here on Monday talking about something festive, not sure what, but join me for that. And I will also still be here throughout the whole of the Christmas period doing a Witchy Wednesday intuitive tarot card reading for you. A couple of you have asked in comments for private readings, and I have said lots of times, you have to book me through the Ko-fi, otherwise I'm all at sea, I don't know what I'm doing. That is how I organise my time. Book me through Ko-fi, then you get a slot in my diary and I don't forget you exist, right? I'll put that link in my description for you, so if you do want a private reading, I don't do them on YouTube, I do them straight to your email, so it all stays personal between us. It's all confidential. I will also be here every single morning in your shorts, just like I always am, even on Christmas Day. I'm going to tell you something that I'm grateful for. We're going to take a great big deep breath together. We're going to grab the day by the short and curlies and we're going to make it our day, okay? So like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not your mum, but either way, you have yourself a magical week.